All right, guys, let's take a look at those markets. We're seeing a little bit of pumpage today. Altcoins pumping as well. AI coins pumping today, and some of your gaming coins, not too shabby. Bitcoin back up to 61,481. Will we get past 62, 63? I think that's what we need to do. If we do, things are looking good. Will we get rejected at 62? I don't know. Who freaking knows? We've been in this range for a while, so I call it the boring range, the teeter-totting range. It's designed to get people out of the markets and get people bored, and I think that's what it's doing because most of the people who I used to talk to in crypto don't even talk about it anymore. So most people are bored. You're seeing XRP cannot hold that 60-cent mark. So, it is kind of depressing. I mean, we want to see XRP get past 60 cents, but I do think it will. I just think we're going to have to wait till alt season before we see anything crazy with XRP. We're seeing Cardano pump a little bit today. We're at 32 cent, 33 cent Cardano just a couple of days ago. Now we're pushing 38 cents. We might be at 40 cents by the end of the day. Cardano looking good, getting back up to those levels. I want to see Cardano over 40 cents. We have that hard fork upgrade coming up pretty soon for Cardano, and that should lead the way on a pump. Tron just kind of hanging out, and we're not going to go through everything. So, all right, so let's see what's going on, guys. Some cool stuff to talk about. First, I found this video on Crypto Banter, and this guy, I don't even know who he is, but he's pretty much reiterating the same thing I've been saying. I've always said I really want by the end of the year. I really want it by the end of the summer. But really, by the end of the year, I said, look, by the end of the year, we got to make the money that we were going to make in crypto, whether it's in Bitcoin, XRP, Litecoin, Cardano, Theta, whatever you got. We really need to have this bull run happen by the end of the year. And I'm not saying that because I'm impatient. I'm saying that because I really think we're going to go into probably one of the biggest economical collapses, at least in my lifetime. And I think it's really going to hurt crypto. And that's why I was a little disappointed that, we're not in alt season yet. I thought we'd be in alt season by the end of the summer. But, we did get all-time highs for Bitcoin at $73,000. So part of my prediction came true. But we have not gotten that alt season yet. Right now, we're pushing September. So right now, we're in August. We really need to be in alt season by the end of the year, is basically in a nutshell. If we're not in alt season by the end of the year, I'm going to be really nervous. I'm still going to be in the markets, and as long as everything's looking good, I'm still going to be in the markets, no problem. But I do think if we get this economical collapse, it's going to basically take crypto to zero, and that's why we do need to get there. We are on a schedule here, and it has to happen. And this guy's talking about that a little bit as well.
Henrik, you think the best part awaits us, but the worst part arrives after that, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think what we're seeing here is going to be the greed, the euphoria that we see into any major market bubble, which I think we are right now in, and of course I think we're going to see Bitcoin. I'm going to think we're going to see crypto in general do fantastically well into let's say the next coming 3 to 4 months, but after that I think it's going to be very bad times for crypto and for risk assets around the world.
Holy shit, so you're talking 3 to 4 months. I thought that you were talking about like a blow off top that's going to last for like another 18 months. You're saying 3 to 4 months and then this whole party collapses?
Oh yeah, I mean we are closer to a recession than I think anybody really understands. If you look at the recession signals that have been flashing over the last 6 months, and some of the early signals that I have even flashed last year, and they are not timing indicators, but when they flash, they are very, very accurate. And so the problem is simply that we are all starting to party because we see liquidity coming into the system. But when liquidity is coming in, that's normally because the central bank starts to stimulate the economy. And when they do that, we know it's late party. But if you look at the real economy, if you look at the consumers, we can see they're struggling. We can see delinquency.
Yeah, I mean, what this guy is saying right here is what I've been saying for the last 2 years. And that's why, like I said, I've been saying I hope we get that alt season by the end of the summer. We have to get it by the end of the year. If we don't get it by the end of the year, I'm going to be nervous. I'm going to be setting stop losses. And honestly, I'm not going to be as confident in these markets. So ideally, we go into alt season this month, next month, the month after. We all get our opportunity to cash out November, December. We definitely got to be out by January. Remember, we have the elections in November. after those elections, say Biden loses, which it looks like he is, and we're going to talk about that a little bit as well, the Biden administration is going to have no vested interest in propping up the economy after these elections, especially if he loses. Now, if Biden wins, that's going to crash the economy anyway. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. But say we get the elections in November, everything's settled in December, all the court cases are done. Okay, Trump's got it. I could actually even see the Biden administration just saying, fuck this economy, let's crash it anyway. So we got to be out of these markets by the end of the year. What do we got? So we got August, September, October, November, December. So we got 4 or 5 months. Like this guy said, 3 to 6 months, 4 to 5 months to really figure this shit out and then get out, make our money and run. But, we are getting close. We are getting close, and we have to start thinking about that because there's no question we're not going to go into a recession. There's no question the stock market isn't in a bubble. It's going to crash. And there's no question if all that happens, especially after Bitcoin already hit all-time high, there's no question your altcoins are going to drop 99% and Bitcoin's going to go right back down to $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. So, and the problem is, and the problem always is in crypto, everybody holds on too long. They don't sell because they think we're going to keep going up forever. You always get to that point in crypto where like everybody's in the money, everybody's making money. Almost anybody could sell their crypto and buy a house, buy a car. But yeah, when it's all said and done, only like 10% made any money because they held on too long. And I think that's what's going to happen towards the end of the year. We're going to be bullish. Stocks pumping, crypto pumping, everything's crazy, and people aren't going to sell. And then come January, February, March, we're going to have one of the biggest collapses they've ever seen, and they're going to lose all their money. And that's why on this channel, we will be selling before that. Guys, when I start selling my crypto, I'm going to have people in the comments making fun of me. I want you to understand that. When I'm selling my Cardano $3, $4, $5, and people in the comments calling me an idiot, oh my God, you stupid asshole, Cardano's going to $20, you're a fucking idiot. I had the same thing happen to me last bull run when I was on people's comments. When I tell people to get out of their Bitcoin when it hits $120,000, $130,000, people are going to be going crazy. When I'm selling my XRP at $3, $4, $5, my comments are going to be just like, you idiot, why are you selling? You're so stupid. XRP is going to $5.89. XRP is going to $100. All those people aren't going to make a dime. They're all going to lose all their money. So it is the most difficult thing you can do is sell your crypto when it's going up and everybody is telling you got to be buying now. Jim Cramer, oh my God, crypto. All your YouTubers, all your XRP YouTubers, $5.89, $5.89. It's the hardest thing to do. It was hard for me to do last run, and it took a lot out of me to do it, and I was actually having sleepless nights over it. And in the end, it worked out well for me. But most people won't make any money because they're going to hold right into the recession. Okay, so what else we got going on here? Cardano is set for breakout. Here's the price target. Like I said, we do have that upgrade coming up for Cardano, which I think is going to be a nice catalyst. While Cardano has not been a particularly favorable asset to hold in recent days, analyst Dan Gambardello, I'm not a big fan of this guy, I'll be honest with you guys. But he is a big Cardano bull, has identified a potential short-term breakout for ADA. In his latest market update, he highlighted several key indicators and upcoming developments that could drive Cardano price higher. Wow, Cardano went down to 27 cents. I didn't even know it went down that low. Anyway, so he just goes on to basically talk about the fork. Here we go. The upcoming Chang hard fork could fuel momentum. Furthermore, Gambardello highlighted that the upcoming Chang hard fork scheduled for August 27. Okay, that's only in 3 days. 4 days. The upgrade introduced a new governance system, giving the Cardano community a greater role in decision-making and management of the network treasury. So, yeah, if this upgrades in 3 or 4 days, I just said we need to get past 40 cents. I want to be at a 40-cent Cardano. I'd preferably be at a 45-cent Cardano. And then I think that's kind of blast-off land. 40 cent, 45 cent, and then Cardano's just waiting to blast off. Under 40 cents, I don't like it. It's bearish. It's not good. We don't want to be there too much longer. And The good news is we're starting to see Cardano claw its way out of the 30-cent range, and that's exactly what we want to see. That's exactly what we want to see. So I'm not worried about it. What else we got? Litecoin quietly growing. Litecoin volume doubled over the past year. Litecoin transaction volume has shown steady growth recently. So I always like to throw in an occasional Litecoin video. In fact, I think I do it at least once a week now, because every YouTuber I watch, Litecoin's dead. Nobody's using Litecoin. Litecoin's a shitcoin. Litecoin hasn't done anything since 2017. So when they say this, when people say Litecoin's dead, that basically what they're saying is nobody's shilling Litecoin. Litecoin doesn't have any scammy meme coins on it. Litecoin is not a scam. Because that's essentially what they're saying. Look, Litecoin, tried and true cryptocurrency, used on all the payment processors. It's the definition of a crypto. It's 10 times more efficient than Bitcoin. It's decentralized. Nobody controls it. I've been using Litecoin since 2016, 2017, mainly as a means of exchange. When I transfer, like, for example, when I sold my Theta on KuCoin, transfer that to Bitcoin, then I transfer it to Litecoin, send that over to Binance. I just love my Litecoin. Send it over to Binance, gets there in 2 minutes. I know it's secure. That's what you use Litecoin for. You go on a trip, you go to Europe. Okay, let's bring a couple $1,000s worth of Litecoin. We can pay in Litecoin. And that's exactly what Litecoin is, the definition of a cryptocurrency. And it's basically people are using it no matter what you say. And the price action says that Litecoin's been hanging out between $60 and $70 for the last couple months. That's a great bear market price for Litecoin. And we're gonna get a $500 to $800 Litecoin, in my opinion, as we go into the alt season. In a new post on Twitter, Jay Miller, director of the Litecoin Foundation, has discussed the growth in on-chain activity that LTC has witnessed. The indicator of relevance here is the transaction volume, which keeps track of the total amount of the cryptocurrency that's becoming involved in transfers. When the value of these metrics increase, it means the users are shifting around a large number of tokens on the network. Such a trend implies interest in using the blockchain is going up. That's what we've been talking about. On the other hand, the declining indicator suggests that activity on the network is cooling off, a potential sign that investors are paying less attention to the cryptocurrency. So, yeah, Litecoin is not going to be as popular as these new shit coins that are popping up. It's never going to get the hype of Solana. I get it. You buy Litecoin, you get 8 to 10x. What I always say with Litecoin, okay, Litecoin goes down to $40. You sell it at $400, $500, $600, $800. You shoot between getting an 8 to 15x on Litecoin. It's not going to do 100x. It's not going to do a 50x. Just like Bitcoin's not going to do a 50x anymore. But Litecoin is still going to outperform Bitcoin in the bull market. And of course, the major thing with a coin like Solana is, yeah, Solana's great until we go into alt season and people can't use it anymore and they have to shut down the whole blockchain like they always do. And then you realize you're invested in a broken blockchain that doesn't work, and then everybody gets out of Solana. That's not going to happen with Litecoin. Charlie Lee sold all those coins. With Solana, you have to worry about the founders selling, the crypto banter selling, the venture capital selling. None of those guys are involved with Litecoin. So everything you see with price action for Litecoin is organic. It's not scammy. There's nobody's going to do a rug pull on you. It's just a tried and true project. And no matter what people tell you, people are using Litecoin. It's not being shilled. It's not being hyped. There's no gummy on it. There's no meme coin. There's no Arthur Hayes in the background. Convicted felon, by the way, shilling it. But it's still going to do extremely well, as it always does in the bull market. Here's when XRP could surge $10,400 to $60. Let's see what they're saying. Is this possible? The crypto market has started showing signs of breaking out on a rally, forming a consolidation phase. As this transpires, an analyst has sent shockwaves across the crypto market after predicting Ripple XRP can surge 10,400% by 2025. So this guy's calling for a $60 XRP by next year. Okay. RCO Finance, an upcoming DeFi project that aims to further finance decentralization, by improving the investment experience. All right, not much else in that article. That article is a lot of fluff. But here's another article. You've seen a lot of XRP articles right now. XRP nears massive breakout. Will this bull run mirror 2017's rally? XRP consolidated near its resistance, with analysts forecasting a breakout that could ignite a major bull run. XRP's liquidation data revealed growing short pressure, fueling bullish momentum and heightened market interest. XRP has shown a renewed strength in the past week, registering a 5% rise despite crypto broader market challenges. Analysts are closely watching for a possible breakout that could potentially mirror the massive rally in 2017. So a lot of people think because there's no more SEC litigation against Ripple XRP, that XRP is pretty much going to do what it did in 2017 when it went from a half a penny to $5 or $4. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near those levels on XRP. I think with XRP, we're lucky to get maybe a 10, 15x. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I read a lot of these articles where people talking about how XRP is going to pump, but there's zero substance. There's just basically somebody writing an article saying, I think XRP is going to do a 1000x, but there's really nothing else. There's no brain power behind it. It's just basically like a prediction. It's kind of annoying. I don't even think I'm going to read these XRP articles anymore because there's really nothing behind them. It's just some shiller talking about how XRP is going to pump 1,000%. XRP is going to do what every other altcoin has done, except this time XRP is not held back because it doesn't have the SEC court case. So last bull run, XRP could not do anything because it was under litigation. So essentially, it just didn't pump. There was no bull market for XRP last run. And anybody who held it lost all their money or didn't make any money. It was very sad. We've talked about this. Suicidal people on Reddit, it wasn't good. This particular bull run, the government is no longer litigating XRP. XRP pretty much won the case. So XRP is going to pump just like any other old school crypto. It's essentially going to pump just like Litecoin, maybe even just like Cardano, maybe just like, BNB or Ethereum. So yeah, from 50 cents to where XRP was a month ago, we could see a $3, $4, $5 XRP, which is essentially like a 10x. And I think that's as good as you're going to get. For me, I bought most of my XRP at 25, 30 cents. So I should be able to get a 12, 15x on XRP. But we're not getting much past $5 on XRP. I'll probably be selling most of my XRP at between $3 and $4. Unfortunately, with XRP, most people are going to hold it and not make any money because they're going to think it's going to go up to $5.89. So it's very sad. Okay. Richard Hart, he's trying to get this SEC case dismissed. SEC hits back at Richard Hart's motion to dismiss $1 billion hex case. Richard Hart filed to dismiss charges of selling $1 billion worth of unregistered securities, but the SEC disagrees with his claim. As you guys know, the SEC is after Richard Hart. Richard Hart hasn't lived in the United States for 10, 15 years. Richard Hart's argument is, his coin is not a security, but even if it was a security, he was living in some Norwegian country and he wasn't intentionally selling to Americans. But of course, that's probably not going to fly because XRP is a U.S. citizen. He was doing all sorts of interviews in the United States on various TV platforms like Fresh and Fit on YouTube and PBD podcasts and all this stuff. And he was talking a lot about Hex. So I don't think that argument's going to work. What could work for Richard Hart is that the SEC has pretty much been losing all of their cases. And, maybe just based off that momentum, he may have a chance at beating this case. If he does end up beating this case, you're going to see Hex and Pulse Chain probably 20x overnight. But it is definitely a risk. And as you guys know, I do hold some Hex. Here's his Twitter right here. Here's his timeline. July 31st, 2023, SEC complaint. April 8th, motion to dismiss. Today, SEC opposed the motion to dismiss. Today, my reply to an opposition to SEC's oppositions, which means there's 2 big new public documents today and some exhibits. Next up, oral arguments. So he is fighting this. I mean, he's not hiding or anything like that. He has lawyers and he's fighting this, and here he is on Twitter, and here he is posting court documents. So, I mean, look, he has a lot of money. I do think Richard Hart was probably up to some shenanigans. You know, I think he probably did steal a lot of money out of that burn address, and I think he probably dumped a lot of hex. You know, people were dumping their hex so they could buy a Pulse chain. They put it into some weird account that only Richard Hart had the keys to. There's no question that Richard Hart was taking money out of the account, living a lavish lifestyle, and doing all sorts of other shady things. The question is he actually going to be held liable? And regarding this is just an SEC case, so if he does get found guilty, he's probably just going to have to pay the SEC, you know, like $100 million or something like that. But if he does get found guilty on this SEC case, that could lead to a criminal case. So we'll see what happens. Point being, Richard Hart, he is fighting this case. If he wins, you're going to see Hex and Pulse Chain have they're probably going to be one of the top performers in this alt season. If this case goes badly for XRP, you might as well just take, you know, if you have $10 of Hex, it's going to zero. Like it will not survive. So it's a toss of the coin right now. I really don't know. The SEC is not doing well right now. It also depends if Trump gets elected. You know, Trump is going to be very favorable towards crypto, and this court case is probably going to drag on for another year. So not much is happening. But the good news is, if you're a Richard Hart fan, he is fighting it. Another big news for crypto, as we know, Donald Trump is great for crypto. It looks like RFK Jr. is dropping out of the race today. At 2 o'clock, he's actually going to make an announcement, and he's going to be endorsing Trump. It looks like, here's Trump talking a little bit about stuff.
Wants to know whether Trump has promised RFK Jr. a job in his administration in exchange for an endorsement.
But we'll find out and we'll see. I have a lot of respect for him, and I think he has a lot of respect for me. But it would be my great honor. If he wants to endorse me, I have good respect for him. Smart guy, a little different, but very smart.
Kennedy Jr. widely rumored to be suspending his...
Yeah, so I believe RFK Jr., he has like between 3 and 5% of the vote. And most people who like RFK Jr. are actually more so Democrats. The people who like RFK Jr., they're more like anti-vax liberals actually share something similar with conservatives, where we don't want the government pushing vaccines on us or anything like that. RFK Jr. has been in that realm of liberal Democrat who don't want fluoride in the water. They don't want vaccines pushed on you. They want the government to kind of leave people alone. He's like an old school liberal. So there's a lot of old school liberals who are supporting RFK Jr. If RFK Jr. drops out and endorses Trump, I would think 90% of those people are going to be voting for Donald Trump. I would say none of them are going to be voting for Kamala Harris. Because there's nothing there. There's no similarity there. You know, at least with Trump, you got the vaccine issue, the government leaving you alone, the keeping out of foreign wars. But there's no way somebody who's loves RFK Jr. is going to be like, oh, well, now RFK is not running anymore. I guess I'll vote for Camilla. What? There's not one policy they have that's the same. So this is great news for Trump. This could boost his polls significantly. I'm happy about it. He's probably going to offer RFK Jr. a spot on his administration, which, you know, talk about bringing people together. And I think that's going to basically push Trump over the finish line. So again, Trump wins the election. That's good for crypto. And you guys remember, RFK Jr. is one of the most pro-crypto politicians in the world. I mean, in the world. And he's going to be, if he's on Trump's administration, can you imagine how bullish that's going to be for Bitcoin and crypto? Guys, that team, a Trump RFK team, that doesn't get any more bullish for crypto. And JD Vance is big on crypto as well. Wow. It's just it's almost like a gift. It's like a gift from God. It couldn't be any more bullish. So we'll see what happens at 2 o'clock. I believe the speech is at 2 o'clock, but this is extremely good news for people in crypto, and it's extremely good news for the country, and it's good news for Donald Trump because this will help Trump get elected. Anyway, I know I rambled a lot. Bitcoin 61,520. Things are looking good. We're in a range, guys. We could be back down to $58,000 tomorrow. I freaking have no idea. I like that we're seeing some altcoins pumping. I think we're going to be going into alt season very, very soon. And like I said, it really has to happen by the end of the year, because if it doesn't, recession is coming. Anyway, like and subscribe. Talk to you later.